Yo, what's good, everyone? Crosslord here. Here with your Week 2 match with the Detroit Cobalions versus the Baltimore Honchkrow. I've got Carlos with me,
Ola.
and then I've got special guest Jordan to commentate his own match.
I
All right, let's get started. Okay, so it's a really short match, so we're really going to spend a lot of time on very few plays, but um, I think you shouldn't have led with Braylum.
Yeah.
Um, I've said that a lot to you, but
Mm.
leading with either Double Aid or Donphan, I think, are probably the most safe leads in this situation.
Mm.
Um, I would say especially Donphan is probably the safest generally. Really, the only thing that Donphan can't really kill is the Azu, but you'd be weakening it, and I'm not sure if Waterfall kills whatever. That's another thing. Donphan was generally the most safe lead since it can handle everything except Azu.
Mm. Yeah. Kind of my first little instinct as far as like when I went into the match was I didn't have a volt switcher. I didn't have a U-turner like with the team that we made. I didn't really have like U-turn or volt switch for like to switch out of anything if I needed to. And so, kind of, my first instinct was I looked around at something that I could go into, and I was like, well, we can just go into Breloom and we can just spore something because nothing on his team can be immune to a spore.
Hmm.
So I just said, let's just spore something and see what I can do from there. It may get me behind, but I just tried it. So that's kind of what I did, but I agree. My next instinct was either Donphan or Dublade too. So those were going to be my leads, and I was like, no, let's just try to spore something.
Hmm. And the only thing I kind of disagree with that is just because you did kind of make this Breloom exclusively for the Azu.
Mm-hmm.
With since it does have a sash, and then it does have the Mach Punch to get extra damage on the Azu. Uh, so and it has Bullet Seed too. So I don't know. I think, and honestly, Venomoth is kind of the best Pokemon to get spored. Because what it does is it prevents you from sporing everything else,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really the least impactful mon. That and Hitmontop. Um,
Mm-hmm.
really, all of his other mons, like he doesn't really want to get spored because they're pretty key pieces.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it was really worst case scenario for you, and then best case scenario for him. But if you went to Donphan, it would have been a lot different. The only reason I'm kind of hesitant that Donphan would have even been better against Venomoth is because I'm pretty sure Venomoth has Giga Drain, so that
Yeah.
wouldn't have been great, but it's fine. So you go into Hitmontop, and then you get a really lucky crit, which allows you to 2-hit KO it, and then almost get up to full, but not quite. So you get 85%, so your sash is still broken, but then he aerial aces you, which kills you. Now, after discussing it, we told you that you probably should have Mach Punched,
Hot punch.
because that'll break his sash, because most Slug Trios have sash. It's just kind of like I would say that's the most popular set with Doug Trio, and you kind of see that like 70% of the time ish. So, and you're definitely dying to a move, and since he did switch into Doug Trio, you can probably assume that he has something for it, you know.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So then you go into Cress, that's fine. But then he goes out into Incineroar, Energy Ball, that's a safe play, that's fine. But then you could do a hidden power.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm guessing that's ground, right?
Yeah, we put HP ground on it. Yeah, we
So
had we had AV crest. Yeah.
that only did like 30%. Now, that wasn't. Ugh, that.
That's why damage calc is your friend, because
Yes.
you see there, you're going to do 30% and he's going to do 80%. There's no reason you stay in there if you just look at a calc.
Mm-hmm. And then even after calcing it, and you see this damage, you know he's banded.
Yeah.
Since you don't see a life orb, and then just based on the damage, you know it's banded. And then you probably should have also calced how much it did to banded Dark Slayer it did to Donphan, and it does more than half. So you kind of just sack Donphan.
Yeah.
Which is pretty, Donphan kind of dealt with. If you sacked Cress, I think you would have been better off.
Yeah, definitely. Better to lose 1-1 than 2 after messing up the first time.
Because just sacking Cress, like, it sucks to not have it around for certain things, but like, the Donphan kills, it can revenge kill it. It can revenge kill the Incineroar, and he's forced to switch out into really Azu or Doug Trio, which both don't want to take it, and then or he can just sack Venomoth, which is asleep, and you'll probably 2-hit KO that too.
Yeah, Donphan pretty much gets a kill at that point if you sack Cresselia. Because it 2-hit KOs max HP. Well, it depends. Well, if you had max attack.
Yeah.
I don't know what your set is, but there's potential to just pretty much get a kill here if you sack Crest and go into Donphan. Because it definitely kills the Incineroar and the Coco and the Venomoth. And, I mean, if you bullet punch the Doug Trio, it probably has a chance to kill. Yeah, no. So, at that point, sacking Crest then going into Donphan, or really anything, but in this situation, Donphan can pretty much get a kill.
And you have Ice Shard, too.
Yeah.
So, that would, how much, it does more than half to Doug Trio, right?
It
should do a lot.
I would imagine.
Like Earthquake to Ice Shard kills.
Investment, it does more than half.
Does Earthquake to Ice Shard kill? Like are you max attack?
Either way. You check? Yeah, Earthquake brings Doug Trio down to its sash.
It does? Yeah, then you Ice Shard it.
I had 4 in attack.
Yeah, Earthquake OHKOs even with a negative attack nature.
And then does it 2-hit KO the Azu?
At 4, no, that's gonna... I mean, if he's no HP investment, then it does, but it's gonna do 41 to 49 at max HP, Azumarill.
Okay.
But even getting off that damage is nice, because of course he's in the Azumarill.
Definitely.
Rather than killing your Donphan.
And then, after going into the Azumarill, you have the Blade, which also kind of deals with the Azumarill fairly well. And that would probably be his number one switch in against the Donphan, because he doesn't really want to sack, anything else. So if you do bring it in after you sack the Crest, switches into Azu probably, and then you go into the Blade against the Waterfall. That's a defensive Blade, right?
Yeah, we made the rest, sleep talk, gyro ball talk success.
So yeah, that would have done a lot against the Azu. Maybe not gyro ball, but yeah, doing more than half, because even though he does, I don't think that would have mattered too much, just because he does reveal. Hold on, So we'll get to that play later. So Doug Trio at 100% still has the sash. Bug Buzz doesn't kill. Would have killed if you Mach Punch there. So, and then you just lose the Volcarona there, which is really unfortunate. And then you also lose like 40 HP. So that you're really sacrificing a lot for like not getting too much in return when you really, really could have. Because like when you're playing against a really, really aggressive team, you don't really, unless you have a really good answer, you generally like don't like it's not the best to save Pokemon, you know, because they just die on switch in. And if you switch out, you're sacking something else, and you're losing 2 Pokemon for 1. So it's really like stay in and take the hits while killing them. And Kevin's team is really offensive, so that kind of game plan would really get you far. And if you sack that crest, this game could have been a lot different. And really, there's a bunch of things that really could have changed the outcome, like the Mach Punch on the Breloom, sacking the crest, even like switching into D-Knight against the Darkest Lariat. There's a decent amount of things you could have done. So it does have the Z Belly Drum, which would heal off the earthquake damage, but it's something. Damage is damage, and then kills the Doublade, and then so you use your Z move here, and as we calced, earthquake does do more.
Yeah.
So
which, again, I had no idea.
It's just a general rule for everyone: use your calcs. But also, like,
if you had calced it here, you would have seen that there's no way that a max HP Azumarill dies from fighting MZ, Brick Break, and Earthquake can. So definitely that. And one thing that potential, he didn't bring it, but if he had Extreme Speed right here, he could have won if he got the roll in his favor, which it wasn't a great roll in his favor, but it was 25% chance, better than just losing. But that's hard to know in advance. But right here, he has a chance to win if he has Extreme Speed, and even then, going for the Earthquake over the Fighting MZ, it doesn't really matter because he can't win. But it's just a small critique that would have been better.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't have affected the match too much because so just a little explanation. Earthquake kills the Azu, but with the Broken Scale, a Dazzling Gleam kills. However, with an Unbroken Scale, the Dazzling Gleam does not kill. So then you use Earthquake, kill the Tapu, and then you outspeed everything else. And
EQ from that point pretty much
EQ just
wins
kills
the game.
Yeah. If you did have, that's kind of useless, like pointers, but it's a point.
Yeah, hindsight is 20/20. Yeah. There's no way to know you need Extreme Speed for 30% Azumarill, but it would have been nice because you could have won.
It's just kind of like general, like, thoughts to put in your head for like next time. And like my goal with this series is to kind of better everyone's play, I'm not trying to like be mean, but I'm like kind of critiquing your play and kind of like showing you what you could have done.
Yeah.
And even though you can't really change it because it's only hindsight, it can show you future experiences that you can learn from these matches.
Yeah. So, I agree.
So you did get the kill, but then Tapu comes in, and then gets the Dazzling Gleam off. That kills with a Broken Scale, and then Crest is at like 10%. So that's a GG, 3-0. So decent amount of things could have done, but still would have been a close match either way. So yeah, that Kevin is now 2-0, and then Jordan is 0-2. Jordan, you'll probably bounce back at some point in the season.
Yeah.
But I think generally if you if you just kind of look at, like think through every play or like just calc more, stuff like that, you can definitely go places with this team because this team does have potential, and it is kind of scary to prep for. So anyway, that's your week 2 match, and yeah, see you guys next time. Peace.